We're on the midweek episode.
Back again.
I got my kids with me again.
That's two in a row.
I know you guys couldn't get enough of us.
That's right.
Exactly.
Smothered in its tray, down a little something, then be on my way.
So this song has a little bit of significance to my kids.
Dad showed us this song. We love it.
Why is that?
It's because it's got that
Irish
feel.
Damn, but you hear some people tell it I'm a shitty dad.
Irish genetics.
Wow, we linked right back around.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So welcome back, guys. Good to have you, Wesley and Isabelle.
What's up?
We're here.
So we're
You're
gonna
not.
we're gonna follow up with an update from one of our previous episodes. We have an update on Silicone Sally. So we're gonna have another special guest for a few minutes. Let's see if we can get him on the phone.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Nothing?
How you doing, man?
Hey, peace though. What y'all doing?
Nothing. We're just sitting here, just talking shit coming out of our mouth, like we usually do. This call may or may not be recorded for quality assurance.
Press
shit.
1 for English. Press 2 for Espanol. So I got my kids on, my oldest ones. You want to say, hey, Jeff? Say, hey, Isabelle. Hey, Wes.
What's up?
Hello.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. How are you?
You got some guests? Good. You got some guests in there today?
That's
yeah.
right.
Sir,
Yeah, we got some guests.
we're all here today.
So I heard that you've got an update on old Kung Pao Sally.
Well, unfortunately, she is no longer with us.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, let's have a moment of silence.
Yeah,
That was quick.
she met an unpleasant, unexpected demise.
Oh, was it unexpected?
I
Really?
mean, clearly.
Well, let's just say we didn't expect to happen what happened. So,
Okay.
You blew her
Backstory
apart,
is-
didn't you?
Blew her up with a rocket launcher.
That was the intention, but it didn't work out that way. So
Okay.
we we had a little shooting event out here at my house last Saturday, and we were playing 200 tic-tac-toe, which is made a shooting target that has a 1 MOA square, which is like a 1 inch by 1 inch square tic-tac-toe board, and then we set up at 200 yards and shoot it with a 5.56, and one gets an X, one gets an O, and if you miss or you hit somebody else's spot, you lose an X or an O, and eventually somebody's going to win. So we're doing this, and the winner of it, which was me, gets to shoot a medical grade oxygen tank.
What the fuck?
What? How do you
Okay.
even shoot
Yeah.
that?
Okay. Now, so by shooting the tank, it seemed
Yeah.
harmless, but someone died because you took their oxygen tank.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
Don't think about the consequences.
I don't exactly know where the tank came
Okay.
from,
Okay.
but
Fair
there were
enough. Fair enough.
There were 2 tanks that just magically appeared at my
Magically.
range.
It was spare. It was a spare.
Yeah, so I know someone that was in the medical field for quite a while, so they
Okay.
may or may not have had something to do with it. But
Okay.
either way,
That's hypothetical, by the way. We're speaking, you hypothetically might have hypothetically had in another universe a friend who did that.
correct.
Okay.
So they've been here for, I don't know, several months and hadn't really thought a whole lot about it. So we set it up and I shot it at 200 yards, and we didn't have it anywhere close to Sally at the moment. It was just on the bank. And the crazy thing is that it didn't explode like we expected. It actually like had an arc flash. Like,
Oh, okay.
Preston is familiar. I'm sure you're familiar with arc welding. And it was the brightest light I've ever seen. So I'm looking through my scope, and it was so bright, it actually like blinded my right eye for just maybe 30, 40 seconds where
Okay.
I actually
Wow.
saw spots. It was
And
intense.
that's where the fun began.
Right. So then we're like, well, that was pretty cool. So now we'll make Sally hold the second tank.
Oh, nice.
Because,
And she just walked right up and volunteered, didn't she?
Well,
Just
yeah.
Aiming
So
to please. Or please aim.
Got to tie her arm up because, her arm's not in real good shape at the moment. So,
It's kind of missing everything that it came with from the beginning.
by the way, we do have this on video. So,
Oh, nice.
Well, we saw the beer can
so-
video.
yeah, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It looked like it looked like something you would take into a stadium and had the oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then just start shooting them into the crowd.
That's right.
They didn't fly quite as good as I thought. They flew kind of end over end, but the explosion that they left were relatively violent. The one I actually sent y'all, we actually got to reuse that can because it happened to hit inside of the creek and it didn't bust.
Oh, interesting.
So we got, the other ones all exploded, but that one we got to reuse, and then we shot it again and it did explode because it hit a limb and vaporized. But anyway, back to the story. So we set it up, and because of the bright light that happened for me, I'm like, well, I'm not shooting this one. I'll just video it. So I'm hiding behind a tree because we actually got a lot closer on the second go round.
I was gonna say the blinding flash the first time wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was enough for me. I just held my phone out behind a tree because I didn't want any part of that. But I fully expected something to happen, and what happened when it actually got shot was no explosion, no real sound whatsoever, but an arc weld fireball that then incinerated ball.
Oh my god.
And you would not believe how fast silicone and clown wig and t-shirt catches on fire. And of course we're out in the middle of my property, which is 51 acres, and we're nowhere close to a fire extinguisher. Or really nothing. There is a creek, but we didn't have a bucket that didn't have a hole in it.
Oh my
So we're just
gosh.
basically standing there watching our beloved target incinerate. And so that's, it rained a little bit over the weekend, but not last week. It hadn't rained up here in several weeks. So the wind's blowing, and I'm like, man, this is kind of getting a little bit intense. It's starting to burn all around this thing, and it's not going out, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So finally, I'm like, I'm going to go up to the house and get a couple of fire extinguishers.
Finally,
Couple.
she said,
My dearest Jeff, how I've loved you for so long. Unfortunately, I must depart this world. Just know that you've
Yeah.
brought me such pleasure and pain.
And she was
Please be
departing at a
kind.
rapid pace.
You turn into a pile of goo. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry
He was
I'm
working
melting,
on it.
my love.
so I run up, get on the four-wheeler, shoot up to the house. I grab a couple fire extinguishers off my equipment and come back down there. Well, I empty a full big one, and it dies down, and it immediately flares right back up like I never did anything to it. So
Jesus.
basically, the gates of hell are opening up and taking Sally along with it.
That's why I got that fucking voicemail.
That must be.
Thanks, Jeff. You brought the devil upon us.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
likes the podcast
eventually-
apparently.
We just gave up about trying to extinguish it, and just basically stood around and let it burn out. It took a while, and then we eventually got to see what skeleton remains were there, but it was quite a unfortunate experience. So she's no longer with us.
Well, if you can, man, post a couple pictures or whatever you want to
Yeah.
on the.
We want to see that.
Yeah, we want to see it, and we're gonna have a moment of silence for Silicone Sally. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh man, it's so sad, so sad.
So we are in the market for a new one. If anybody
New
has one
silicone
that's not
Sally.
used.
Yeah, if you just, I don't
Yeah.
think you're ever going to find another one of those for $1. We looked. You're good at like 500. You could get one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go quite that far.
No, look for used ones, gently used.
No
Gross.
used ones.
I have faith in Dan. He'll come up with another budget friendly target.
I'm hoping so. Right now, I'm currently sitting in my gun room here, making up some 50 Beowulf
Oh Lord.
rounds for the next round of target shooting. So I made a 50 Beowulf AR-15, and that's a lot of fun, man. It's a kicking beast. I'll say it's got a 10-inch barrel on it. So
That's what she
you
said.
don't want to shoot it too many times.
That's a 10-inch pegaboofer.
Preferred inches.
Yeah, I was making up some Easter Bunny rounds, but fortunately I missed
Making
it.
sure the Easter Bunny never comes around. Huh?
That's right.
You ain't hiding eggs here, motherfucker.
Well, Jeff, thanks for the update, man. We appreciate you calling in or letting us call you.
Anytime.
All right,
Anytime. We will talk to y'all later on. Appreciate it.
All right,
Yes, sir.
man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
See y'all.
See ya. Bye.
Well, so they burnt the bitch up.
So yeah, and it was kind of unintentional too. I think
It's hilarious.
I think that's what you expect to happen when you shoot, fire rounds into it.
Had you heard the entire story, or are you familiar
Did you
with
get
the
to
story?
that episode?
No, I didn't get
No,
that.
yeah.
So
yeah, that
So Silicone Sally was a love doll that they got for $1 off of Amazon,
Oh
Ew.
my God.
yeah.
and
They used it for a target.
yeah, they use it for
Naturally.
target practice,
Okay.
not the other kind of target
not
practice,
the-
but
Hey,
the actual
you
physical
wouldn't be
target
able to blame
practice.
a motherfucker. Things get lonely.
Come here, girl.
So
It's like a
next
necrophilia
Beyonce.
thing. That's what that is. It's like necrophilia.
I thought the greatest part of that whole thing was that they put a shirt on her because they felt bad.
Oh yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
I mean,
Can't degrade the doll now.
yeah,
Come on now.
I mean, we're not
You have
monsters.
A little,
Jesus.
little
awesome.
uniform reality.
So, are we having a comparison of generations or a showdown? How's
Let's
this going?
let's have a showdown. I think that's more
Yeah.
fun.
You
a
wanna have
showdown of generations.
Fuck your guys' generation.
Really?
Honestly, if I'll be honest, I wish I had grown up in the 1980s because y'all had the best cars, the best music. I mean, not everything was internet based.
There was no internet.
It was a lot better back in the 80s.
There was no
I
internet.
feel like that was the golden age.
I can play a
You know,
song.
it's
I can
right
play a
there
song for you.
before-
I can play a sound for y'all that you've never heard in your entire life.
Uh-oh.
If you did, it was on accident.
Do
Play
it.
it.
Do
Let me
it.
s-
I
Try
don't know.
me.
Give me 1
We'll
second.
see.
I'll give you a second. Now, this is the part where we have to come up with filler while Joe's looking shit up.
Usually, it's crickets.
I'd like to let you know that your mustache is a little crooked.
It is.
Yeah, it's a little crooked.
You look like you should be a chief in the army right now.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know if that's a compliment or, but I will tell you something
I'd say
very,
it's a
very
compliment.
funny that my daughter said when I came home a day before yesterday with my haircut. She said, "Daddy, she made you bald in the front."
You look
I
like
mean-
you served four
That's called,
tours.
that's called that receding hairline.
You're
All right.
clinging on to whatever you have left.
All right,
now.
children
Hey.
of mine, I got a sound for you that you've probably never heard unless you heard it on accident or heard somebody play it because it doesn't exist anymore.
Do
You
it.
ready?
Ready.
Oh yeah, that's the dial-up sound right there.
Oh, Isabel's legitimately never, which I would expect. Yeah, she's
You ever heard this sound before?
I have
Right
heard
there.
that. Yes, I have.
That's the computer trying to connect to the internet right there.
That was how the internet sounded before your computer picked it up. That's how it sounded.
That's
Yeah.
a horrible noise.
So,
Oh, it was success.
yeah,
Because-
you heard that noise, you knew you were in.
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like it is now to where you just pick it up and it's there. You didn't know it might not be your day.
No, exactly.
No
And
internet for you.
In case you're wondering, back in the day when you went to look for porn, it didn't really exist, but in like 3-second clips. That's
You
like
gotta
that's all
do
they
what
could.
you gotta
That's all they
do.
could download. They didn't have the band, not the bandwidth, but the memory and all that to put like anything longer than 3 seconds of. And that was anything. It wasn't just porn.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you went there first, though. But
Yeah, I know. That's what
Because
I was
one of the
looking for.
earliest memories of being in the 90s was that you looked up porn on the internet.
A hungry man thinks of bread.
I don't.
My daughter,
that
ladies
is
and
literally
gentlemen.
the most clever thing I have ever heard anybody say in my entire life.
So all right. So tell me why your generation is so much better than ours.
You get to cheat on literally like every test.
That's fair.
Yeah, not everything's pen and paper nowadays.
Yeah, no, not
You know,
everything's
they
pen
get
and
given
paper
a
anymore.
Chromebook, and that's
But can
what
you
they
write
work
with a
on.
pen and paper?
I can write with a pen and paper.
Yeah,
Can you read cursive?
Yeah, I can read cursive actually.
barely.
Can you write cursive?
No, I
because
can't.
they don't.
No,
They started
okay.
I
teaching
write
it
like
again.
basic bitch
They taught
cursive.
that. They taught that back in 5th grade
Mm-hmm.
at like the end of the school year, and that was just filler stuff that
Sure,
the teacher
sure,
wanted
sure,
to teach.
yeah.
That was
You-
literally
you,
it.
You don't. Yeah, but you don't need it,
Not really.
No.
You got to write your signature.
Well,
dude. You remember what I told you? I started doing with my
Honestly,
signature.
Yeah, you just started drawing wieners.
Yeah, like a wiener and balls.
Yeah,
Because
I started
I'm
doing that too.
Because I'm so tired of signing just things. So it's like a P and it's like wiener, and I do little drips coming
I
off
have
the end of
to.
it.
I don't do the drips, but I have to.
I mean,
ca-
it's
I have to
obvious.
catch myself because I have to sign things digitally at work, and I have to catch
Right.
myself from not doing it because I'll start drawing the ball sack, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got to stop. This is for work, and I erase it and start
See,
over.
We're gonna
you,
see this.
You can't get away with it. I can.
Yeah, you can.
Because I've got two O's in mine and a K, so it's perfect.
It's like a
perfect.
Oh, there
two
you go.
oohs and a cack.
It's the perfect canvas
They'll never see
for
it coming.
a dick and balls.
That's fair. All right, so you get to cheat on every test.
You got the Chat GPT. I mean, everything is.
Your
online.
dad
Even
has got
you-
this.
I love Chat
yeah,
GPT.
even you're using the Chat GPT now
Because
so
it's
that's something
awesome.
You can't even complain about.
Well, no, I mean I had to adapt. Look, I learned some words. Okay,
Yeah.
that's sus. Okay, it's real sus. Don't be a simp.
Can you stop? Can you stop?
No.
No.
Why?
Oh no!
Because that.
Hey, look, I knew fucking pegging and boofing, and y'all didn't.
Hold on, because that's
That's
lingo.
because that's cultured
That's
shit
like
right
old
there.
lingo.
That's old lingo.
Yeah, that's
So what's the new lingo for shoving shit up your ass to get high?
That's called normalcy right there.
Yeah.
That's called the
Yeah.
prison pocket.
It's called just another Tuesday.
That's another Tuesday right there.
Welcome to the new era.
Have you seen what women are doing nowadays? I mean, they shove about everything up their ass.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't
I
like.
do. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm too old for that shit now.
Ain't got enough energy.
I just don't have the want. It's like, man, wait until you get 45. You'll know.
So
You'll look back and you go, damn, Dad was right. Fuck all this extra bullshit.
it's true. It is true.
So
But
go ahead.
I'd say the really only better thing that we have in the 1980s or where you guys came from is
technology.
specifically technology.
You know what else is a big difference in our generation and yours?
What's that?
Like, you could actually fist fight somebody without them coming back and wanting to shoot
Yeah,
everybody.
see,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You know, some disputes they can only be settled by a little friendly fist fight. You get up, you shake each other's hands, and it'd be over with. But you can't do that nowadays without have the cops.
No, you
come
can't.
and
You
I
can't.
arrest everybody.
I guess
and
I'm
go
just
to court.
different. I
like,
never had that mentality.
Well, I
Never.
mean,
Like I should be
Well,
able
that's
to
fair.
fight somebody and be over with, and then that's it. You know.
But I also haven't been in very many fights either
Well, that's true, too.
because they never got me to that point.
I do recall one where I was going to take somebody's head off with a baseball bat.
yeah.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah.
I remember
Please and
that.
tell.
You care if I tell the story? I can omit names. I mean, I'm good at that.
Oh well, yeah. No,
So there was a conflict.
because I don't. Yeah, but anyway.
I'll generalize it. There was a conflict that arose when we worked together at a grocery store,
Okay.
in which a person who did not work for the grocery store confronted Preston, and the guy was convinced that I was there as a mere spectator. He didn't know how close Preston and I were, but I was behind him and I had a bat and. Like if he'd have swung, I'd have took his head off.
Where were y'all at? Like a
We were at a
store?
park. No, we were at a
Okay,
park. Yeah.
But we did what our government's doing. We talked our way out of it. We did fine.
Right.
Yeah. And moved on.
And then I showed him the bat and told him he was lucky. So, but yeah, no, I mean that's about the extent of it. You pick up something, hit somebody with it.
You have to have real nice impulse control to not want to do that.
That was a do or die moment type of thing. So meaning that the impulse control wasn't it was the am I ready to commit to a like hardcore felony? Because that's assault with a deadly
they're
weapon.
Gonna call the cops, and they're gonna come down there and write you up and take you to jail for a weekend. I mean, it's
Plus, I'm pretty
happens every
sure
time.
it would have been a little more along the lines of fucking murder with felony because if I'd have swung and hit him, I'd have busted his head wide open. Like it wouldn't have been.
What
pretty.
kind of bat was it? Like
It was
wooden-
aluminum.
Oh, good.
That's why we didn't.
It's light and metal, you know.
That's why we never got there.
If it was
Yeah.
a wooden bat, that would have made a difference. But
No, it would have probably been worse.
yeah, some shards.
You
in
ever
the
hit
back.
somebody with a stick? Now put 10 pounds on that stick and
You hit
fucking
me with
swing
a
it.
stick.
They've been.
I did not hit you with a stick.
They've been doing that
You
for-
done hit me with a stick.
Listen, now the lies start.
That was a
speaking.
switch. That was a switch, and you were
No,
misbehaving.
she got
A switch.
Wesley
Y'all even know
got
what a
spanked.
switch is?
Wesley got spanked every time he blinked.
Yeah.
Isabelle got spanked by me once.
Twice.
Was it twice?
But I was a pretty ruthless kid. I
You
don't
were
know
very
why.
ruthless when it came to certain things. So and that was like I was telling the
But I
story.
remember when it came to Dad, like once he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the one to whoop your ass this time," I was like, "Oh, okay, it's time to act right." See, you know, when Mom did it, it was like, pat, 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 pat. Oh, you're good now.
So
Nah, with Dad, he fucking boom, 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 and then, yeah, you're out for the count. You ain't doing that shit ever
So,
again.
but honestly, guys, you know, Wesley, you've mentioned the '80s, and your dad and I are sure we were born in the early '80s and old
Yeah.
enough to remember, but we didn't grow up then. You really don't do.
You're around the 90s, right?
Yeah,
when you're about 10, 15 years old.
It's when life really starts to hit for me. I said 16 years old for me.
yeah,
But was when the responsibility really started to hit, and when I really started to notice that, okay, this is the threshold. This is the threshold from.
see, mine was 17.
But,
But you know, we were bred to leave as soon as possible.
yeah,
You know?
okay, yeah.
So that was how our family dynamic was. We were employees. We weren't children.
I got
So
you.
you
And
know,
that's
it
one
was-
thing about the 80s, you know, back then you could get a job, you know, at 17 you could get a job working however much and still be able to have a good life after that. Now,
It's true.
I want you guys, you know, you both have houses. You
Yeah.
both have, you know, enough life experience to have a family and kids. I want you to explain to us how us in our generation are supposed to own a house and have a family without it costing $200,000.
I wish I could say that I wish I could say
$300,000.
there was a simple answer to that, and the best answer I can give you is don't ruin your credit.
I mean, yeah, but at that point, you know, even the government wants you to be in debt. You know,
It's
because that's
very-
the only way
that's
they
true.
get money
Yeah,
is to be in debt.
yeah. You're
And
not.
that's why they push college and, you know, credit cards and this and that. And I'm not against credit, but it's the only way the government can get you. You know what I mean?
So Wesley, I really can appreciate where your head's at, and you and I can definitely have a little bit of a conversation if you'd like to. I haven't seen you in a while. And
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
and,
Oh, yeah.
and it's great to see you. And you definitely have the right idea. I don't want you guys to get that feeling of you are right. Home ownership is going to be tough. And that's because there's a change. There's a change in the whole standard for things like that. There's a whole change for vehicle ownership
Oh, yeah,
happening.
that too.
So we're in what I like to call the subscription world.
Age.
Age,
If you
exactly.
even want to watch a movie, you need a
You know, there's
subscription for it,
I
or
was going to say
anything,
there's
really.
a subscription car service now too, where you pay a monthly fee and you get a car, and when you're tired of that car, you can swap it for another vehicle, and you still pay a monthly subscription.
Yeah, but there is a way, and I get what you're coming from. There's a way to. You can't beat it. I'm not going to say you can beat it, but there's a way to play the game. and there's a way to have a good,
I'd love to know
strong
because
body.
He don't
at
wanna
this
share it
point, I
on the
feel like
air
I'm
is
gonna
what it
live with
is.
my
He's waiting- that's
mother
private.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's private talk. He's not wanting the world to hear his financial success because I've watched him come from nothing to what he's got now.
I've had
And
to
so
work
if
for
there's
everything that I've had.
and he has too,
And
and
you'll
if
be fine then.
and
You
if
really will
if
be.
there's anybody who could give you the right direction on that, it would be Preston.
I'd love to hear it because, like, at this, where my generation is at, like, most of us are going to be living with our moms until fucking 30 years old because what can we do, really?
So I knew that there was a serious issue because you used to. So everybody says health insurance, okay?
Yeah.
And I knew when the laws changed, and this has been for the past 10 years or so, to where your child could stay on your health insurance until they were 26.
Yep.
When that happened, I said, "Oh shit, there's a fucking problem."
Yeah.
So, I won't even get on my soapbox about medical insurance, but
That's a whole different ballgame.
it's a whole different ballgame. But there's a few things, man. Yeah, there's a few, and you got the right mentality too about working for it. But you don't want to grow horns and get to the fact of like, well, there's no way I can get out of this, because you can beat it. You can beat it. You just got to get the mindset. You too, Isabelle. You can. You just got to get the right mindset and
Right. I just feel like, back in the 1980s, you could get a job and it might not be that much, but at some point you'd be able to start a family and have a house
Yep.
and, depending on how much you work. It's just nowadays, unless you go to college and spend fucking how much money to get a degree, to get a job that doesn't even pay
right.
half of what you pay to go to college to get that degree. You
And
know
so
what I mean?
we're actually in a bit of a turnaround for that too, as they're starting to promote technical schools and things like that to get hands on doing blue collar work, because nobody
Yeah.
wants to do that anymore.
No. I mean, they just want to sit around and get money for nothing.
One of the things too is when you're looking into an industry type job, look at where the end result lies. If you see that you will start it here, but then you will go to a higher paying level, and then you have the potential for higher and higher, do that. If you're going into a job with like what you have right now, you know that there's no way to really, other than, hey, we're going to give you a raise.
Yeah,
there's no
it.
way for you to advance.
Nah.
So
Because,
that's
I mean, we only have 7 people at our job.
Hmm.
I mean, how far can you really go? I mean, really?
well, the hope in that situation is that the company grows, but if the company's not showing growth or it doesn't want to grow, then you're going to be stuck with, this is it. This is how it's going to be. Eventually, maybe I'll make $20 an hour.
And that's unrealistic for my generation.
And that's why when I left where I was and got into the industry that I'm in now, I saw that, okay, I can go here, I can do this, I can advance, I can make it beyond the entry level, and I don't have to buddy up with somebody in order to do so. It's based off of my work ethic and my merit.
Right.
And so that's how I did. And Preston's was similar to that. He started out on the very low end of what he does now, and then eventually the opportunities, because he was so loyal, became available. But you're also talking about huge companies. You're not talking
That's
about
true.
mom and pop companies. Whenever you go to work for a local or a mom and pop, you're pretty well safe bet that you're going to be grounded where you're at.
Right.
And
Because, I mean, there's not a lot of growth there because we have 7
Right.
people at our cabinet shop, and, we can only make so much money for our bosses.
Right.
Can,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that means only a certain amount of money is coming back to us.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just seems like for the workforce, it seems like nobody wants our generation because we don't have any experience.
Well, because
and there's a
you're
lot
kind of
shit talked about.
But you're
our
kind of behind the
generation.
8 ball because you have so many people that are just a step above you in your generation that are the entitled group. These are the ones that take the job and go, well, you're lucky I'm even fucking here and you need to pay me more money.
Right.
That's where the drawback comes. And it's really what it is. Unfortunately, it's a stereotype for your generation because they look at you guys as entitled.
Right.
But you can't lump everybody, because I know for a fact that neither of you are entitled to shit.
No.
And
We worked hard for everything.
And
we've
I've
had.
taught you that. I taught you to work for everything that you've got and put the effort in. You don't just demand it and it happens.
No.
You got the spoiled generation that was the generation before ours, and then you got the entitled one that was after them. And I'm sorry, it's the truth. The majority of the younger millennials are spoiled. These were the ones who had helicopter parents that they mowed down every fucking obstacle in their child's way. Yeah. They never learned to cope. And then you get 30-something-year-old dudes who are, every time something goes bad, they're threatening to kill themselves.
Right.
Yeah. And knowing damn good and well that they're not going to do it, but it gets just enough attention because it worked when they were 12.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that, by the way.
See, people who actually kill themselves don't talk about it.
No, they don't.
What I mean?
They sure don't. We talked about that on an episode. It's always been a surprise before.
Every time somebody, like a friend of mine, you would never expect that to happen out of those people. Those are the real people who.
But Wesley, for sure, man. Don't grow horns about the situation, and don't think that it's completely against you. And the odds are, but as long as you've got the right mentality, as long as you're just willing to work, I'm not even going to say hard. As long as you're just willing to give an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, that is bigger than anything now. Just stay on that end of things, and it will pay off. And if you get into a situation to where that's not paying off, if you feel like, all right, I've done and doing your time is not doing 6 months. Is if you feel the 2-year mark comes around, and man, I've been applying everything I got, and I've been trying to move up and, get a little bit more money, get a little bit more recognition, and it hasn't been happening.
Right.
That's when it's time to start to look and to move on.
Yep.
Right.
For sure.
Back when we were younger, the average expectancy of a job was 4 years. Like if you made it past 4 years, you were doing something. Now it's 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing something
so
to stay that long.
The expectation is lowered. For sure.
Way lower.
Absolutely.
Like with my cabinet shop, I've been there for about 2 years almost.
Okay.
And I went from being the sanding boy to the painter boy. You know what I mean? I put all the finish on there and all this and that. But I'm not getting paid more for that job. Okay. And I feel like that's one of the main differences between the 80s and now. It's like, you guys work hard for like a year or two, and boom, you got a great position in your job, right? But I work hard. Yeah. See, I learned everything about painting, everything. And now I'm running the paint room at my job, but I'm not making any more. And the only reason because of that is because I'm not, 30 years in experience of painting.
Okay, that's fair, but think about this. What have you learned from doing that painting that can translate to another industry? Could you auto body paint now?
Possibly, actually.
So,
it just requires a different paint and a different flow.
Correct. So, but it would be easy for you to learn how to do it, correct?
Right.
Do you know that when you do auto body paint, you make more money than what you're making right now?
I did not know that.
Plus, if you get really good at it and you start slowly gathering your own equipment, you can start doing custom paint jobs for people, then they pay you tons of money for them.
That's what I mean, like, by trying to start my own thing, like just doing refinish. And, metal can't be that much different than wood. I mean, it is different with the grain and all that, but metal's more smooth. But just put some primer on there, you put some paint on there, you put some clear on there. That's really all.
Let me ask you something very, very important related to that. Okay, so safety first.
Right.
Okay. You wear a respirator when painting?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yeah.
Don't.
He hit you with a sir.
Me, sir.
Hey, I'm sorry. It just kind of comes out.
Isabelle,
it's professional.
Isabelle, punch him in the arm. Thank you. He sirred me. Nah,
you just got sirred.
But no, you're very, very. That's great. Yes, please do that, because particularly with the grinding and painting and all that stuff.
Yep.
And the toxic chemicals and that kind of
absolutely, very good.
Dust. It's been proven that they had black lung with coal miner workers. I know that's way before your time. It's before our time, but they had what was called black lung, and it came from coal miners. They actually came out with this. Not came out with, but they found out that woodworkers have a version of that called brown lung, and it's from the wood settling in your lungs.
Yeah.
So.
I think I have a
little safety message for you.
Primer in my lungs from having to paint and this and that and the other.
Wear your PPE, people.
But
Wear
can
your
we talk
PPE.
about the main difference between the 80s and now?
Yes, go ahead. What's the main difference?
The vehicles.
Okay.
So
So you guys back then, you guys had the 1980s Mustangs, Camaros, Firebirds. They don't even make those anymore.
Yeah, they had.
Why can't we have those?
So let me tell you something about those. So let's just say you're 19. I'll give you a 1980s Mustang. May have still been a inline six, probably close to fuel injection for the common man, maybe. But so that Joker put out 175 horsepower.
Oh my god!
yeah,
And got 14 miles to the gallon.
yeah, it was bad on gas mileage.
So I will
But
say
it looked good. Doing it.
the looks were definitely much better.
And I liked how you guys had all metal cars. Like
Shit, I thought all the cars in the 80s were shaped like a fucking box.
I mean, they really
that's
were.
what guys like nowadays. They don't like the plastic fucking
Sure.
electric
Sure.
Mustangs. We don't like. See, if you get in a wreck with a plastic car, you're pretty fucked. You have to go to the
So-
insurance. You have to pay $1,000 to get it fixed. With a metal car, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have some damage, but not as much.
But then you have to take it to a machine shop because a regular repair shop, as far as body damage, usually aren't equipped anymore because everything is fiberglass and stuff. So you have to take it to a machine shop and get them to reform your shit.
Well, I can
Or
see how
order
that could
new
be a
ones because there
problem.
ain't no really repairing them unless you're the Bondo King.
True. So let us be clear. So Wesley, would you like to reveal your age? You are
I am 21.
okay, 21 years old. Isabelle, would you like to reveal your age or no?
Yeah, I'm 16.
You're how old?
You're
I'm
60.
16. No, I'm 60.
It sounded like you said 60.
No, I'm
60 is an old one.
Okay, so there are only 5 years between you and your brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you share some of his concerns for things, or are you not? No.
Can you expand on concerns? Like
He's talking about the job market and stuff like that.
Are you thinking about the job market?
I
or-
honestly, it's not really on my plate right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, she's still in school, I mean.
No, absolutely.
There's no really real point in a job right now unless you're really
I mean,
financially struggling in your household.
I do at least I want to start making some income
Mhm.
because I mean I just want spending money. You know what I mean? I want to go to the mall
Right.
and I want to be able to buy my own stuff.
Want to go to the what?
I want to go to the mall.
That's a new thing.
I love going to the mall. I love going to the mall with
Thank
my friends.
you.
I love
Thank you.
spending
There
time with
you
my friends.
go.
I hate being in my room all the time and
Sure,
always being
sure.
on my phone, and that is what I hate about technology is that you just have this thing that's handheld and you can just go out and text whoever.
And it
But,
consumes you in a kind
Yeah,
of way,
and then and when it comes down to that, I don't want to sit there and just
Yeah.
talk to people on the phone. I want to have a face-to-face
face-to-face
conversation with
conversation.
someone.
I've heard
What
that
the-
That's important.
I've also heard there's been a resurgence in CD players and CDs. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it just sounds better. It's more
I
nostalgic.
mean, it's a lot
you know?
more. I feel like it's a bit more immersive when it's from something else.
I'll just go ahead and put me in the ground. I've succeeded.
Hey, I was old enough to have a CD player. I remember. You remember when you gave me
You-
that CD player?
I remember giving you a CD player, but I also remember you hijacking my little MP3 player and then getting caught cussing, singing Nightmare.
Hey,
Oh,
I had to do what I had to do.
Oh,
That's where my sailor mouth came from.
The funniest things is when you swallowed the penny,
yes,
Oh,
when you
man.
swallowed the penny, you made it rain,
like
and
fucking Scrooge McDuck.
you went up.
Let me tell that story real quick.
Go ahead.
I was laying on the ground. My pops had a chest. It was like a little one of those paint it yourself chest kind of thing.
Like a treasure chest.
And it was filled to the brim with pennies. And me and my cousin thought it would be a great idea to pour that entire chest of pennies onto my face with my mouth open. Open! So I open my mouth and he, pours this entire, I don't know, 12 by 4-inch fucking treasure chest of pennies. And of course, one gets lodged in my throat.
So you had no choice but to swallow it or choke to death.
Choke to death or swallow it. And it got stuck in my throat. And I was choking the whole way. And then everybody freaked out, got the ambulance. And by the time the ambulance got there, I had swallowed the penny. And the only reason they showed up was to tell me that the penny would come out in my shit about 2 days later.
Is that true?
Yep. They didn't even do anything. They didn't take me into the back of the ambulance. I'd be like, "You're fine,
they
buddy."
did. They said everything was
just
fine.
Just thug it out.
What the funniest part about the story is he's leaving out is he was 17 at the time and his cousin was 20.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They were little.
Those jokes.
We were
man.
little guys, but we thought it'd be a great idea.
Lincoln's like this.
Hey, while I got you here, I want you to tell another story real quick. Tell us about the ghost in my parents' old house.
Oh my god. So, in my nanny's house, there was 2 stories. The bottom story was less haunted because it was more inhabited.
Yeah.
But the upstairs barely had anyone. For the first, like, when I was alive and staying there, nobody went upstairs.
When he was alive and staying there.
Yeah.
We're talking to his ghost.
Yeah.
This was like 2014.
But at one point, everyone had to live there. It was Dad and Brandy there. Or
No, it wasn't Brandy.
okay, it was someone else.
No, she didn't live there. Never.
But I remember I was sleeping up there. She had finally made some up there.
Yeah. Gonna have to edit that one.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that out.
I got it. Don't worry about that.
But
I can fix anything.
I was sleeping up there, and
So-
I remember Dad was there. I remember you were sleeping next to me.
Yeah, okay.
And Nanny used to have this old carriage. Like, it was the old fancy ones that the rich people use for their babies.
The old baby carriage stroller.
Yeah, there is antique ones. I remember laying there, and I was trying to go to sleep, and I heard a little...
It was moving, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I looked up, and the carriage, it was moving back and forth as if a baby was being rocked in it.
Now, what
And you could hear the wheels squeal.
what did
could
you do, Wesley?
I hid under the covers like any sensible child would.
So okay. So
See,
you're
that
little.
the covers is like a protection against the spirits.
Sure.
To kids.
If you had the opportunity, would you have maybe run out of the house and?
Yeah, see, but I was too scared because I thought I'd be the next one in the baby carriage.
I got you.
Know what I mean?
I got you. But you should not feel bad about that because it's the same thing that all the ghost hunters shows do.
Right.
Right.
If they see that,
That's not even the worst.
You're talking about 45-year-old men
In
running
the
out
world's
screaming.
most haunted locations, I
Oh, it
ran
was
like a little
haunted.
bitch.
Oh my.
We can't even talk about the attic. That was haunted.
So, Isabel, you got some stories about it too, don't you?
Do I?
Yeah, your face lit up when I said it. Like,
Well, it's just because, like, I don't really have, like, so at the old house, you remember the brick house? We only stayed there for, like, a year, right?
yes, correct.
Oh, God.
So I was bribed with a Barbie doll to stay in my bed all night, like, throughout the night, because I was never able to do it, and I was always waking up in the middle of
I
the night
remember that.
to go
So
to
that
y'all's
was
room.
that was the house that you were more scared of.
Yes, I hated that house. I hated that house so much. I would always have this like reoccurring nightmare of the shed across my window.
Yeah, I remember the shed.
Okay.
Yeah, I would always have a reoccurring nightmare of that shed, and it was just black and white, like all the leaves on the ground, and it was just me from the window just staring into the shed. Like
Yeah.
there was going to be something coming out of it.
Yeah, there was that awning thing that was over your window too that used to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that house we had a lot of interesting shit happen in that house.
Yeah.
That house had some bad juju in it. It was
And all those milk cartons you guys found.
yes, the milk cartons that were in the crawl space. We don't know what all that was there
I
for.
do remember that.
And then
I mean, maybe somebody's crawling out to bed, going there and drinking their milk.
And then that one time Wesley almost got freaking.
Yeah, I was going to get
possessed.
him to tell that story because he woke up and he was screaming. I mean, and
Yeah.
like he was still seeing whatever it was.
And this was in Nicholson.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, cool.
So Wesley, when you get back over here, I forgot about that. Isabel just brought it up. Tell the story about when we lived in the brick house with the old lady sitting on the edge of the bed.
So one night I was sleeping in my bed. I had my lamp on, and I had this just dreading feeling where
Yeah.
I could go to sleep. You know that one where you just can't sleep.
It
You
feels
feel
like somebody's
some-
watching you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I eventually fell asleep anyway. And every time I closed my eyes, I saw a woman in a white dress and long black hair. Every single time I closed my eyes.
That's creepy as shit.
And I know Dad remembers this because when I saw her, I screamed and I cried
Mm-hmm.
that there was a woman in my room.
Yep, and you were backed up all the way against
I was all the way
damn
against
headboard.
the headboard, and I was telling them that a woman was in the corner of my room.
Yeah.
Now in the beginning, they didn't believe me at first.
No, but then other shit started happening.
and then other shit started happening, like the
yeah,
bathroom,
I actually
Yeah, the
remember some of
bathroom-
the
the
stories.
the bathroom story.
I was taking a shower and I saw something crawling through the fucking door.
Yeah.
And when I opened it, it let out like a, and then it fucking was like just kind of disappeared real quick.
Yeah.
And you'd see that thing crawling down the halls every now and then too. And no, it wasn't my shit that I had taken prior to the shower. Thank you. I know. I see you losing it over there.
Keep it together. Keep it together.
So, that ghost was determined to see a naked fat man.
Yeah, tell them about that.
So we actually had experiences in our new house in Alto.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Really?
So you guys know what sleep paralysis is, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the hag.
absolutely.
It's when it sits on your chest and can't wake up.
Or sleep
So
apnea.
I had sleep paralysis for about 2 weeks. Let's
Okay.
say it
Give or
would be
take.
every night, and it's only if I slept in a specific position.
Okay.
When I'm on my back with my chest across my belly.
With your arms across
chest.
with your arms across your belly.
With your
Gotcha.
arms across.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And every single time I would have sleep paralysis, I would see a like really tall man, blue eyes. It was only a silhouette, so you couldn't see anything. He would
Mhm.
either be in the corner of my room or in my bed. Right?
That's creepy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, little
And-
boy.
The thing is, he would never mess with me. He would never like come to me in my dreams. He would never like, but I would see him.
Yeah.
I couldn't move. I couldn't speak.
Mhm.
I couldn't do anything.
Damn.
He was just there for you to
Yeah,
fill
he
in
was
the
just
rest.
there for me to feel and be scared of, I guess.
Jesus.
But one of these days, do you guys know what astral projection is?
Yes. Yes, that's where you meditate and you're actually like your spirit leaves your body.
Right.
Yeah.
So I finally started remembering this sleep paralysis and this guy in my dreams. Well, one day I was finally able to move in my dream. I was finally able to move my arms, my head, and my legs. But he was still there in my dream, so I knew I had sleep paralysis. I proceeded to stand up, which in sleep paralysis, when you move, but you don't.
And you feel
see
like you're
yourself
under you
up.
feel like you're underwater.
Yeah. It felt like I was drowning. Every movement was hard. It's like if weights were on me.
Mhm.
But I finally got the strength to get out of my bed. And I walked over to him. He was standing in my closet this time. And I went over and I touched him. And he disappeared. Just like, poof, as if
Yeah.
he got infinity snapped or something.
Damn.
So when around what time was this occurring for you?
It was about 11 o'clock at night. When these
like-
night terrors happened, it would happen between 5 to 10 minutes. I would wake up and have no dream or a normal dream.
Oh, okay.
So was it around like last year, recently? Like
It was
when-
about maybe a year ago.
a year ago.
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
So recently, because I've just come to realize this recently, I have been waking up at around like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's not reoccurring. It's like spurs sometimes. So there'll be like two nights in a row I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I always like have this horrible sense that someone is watching me every single time I wake up. And the thing is that it's always, so you know how my room is built, right?
Yeah.
Like there's the door and then there's this wall right here. I always feel like it's right between the crack right there.
Right.
Is it? You guys are talking about a place that you have access to currently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh hell no,
like
that ain't
right
okay.
now.
Don't fuck with our kids,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
seriously,
It's in the house
seriously.
we live in right now.
Yeah, this is like, and this has been recent too. This happened Thursday.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
wow. Very, very, very recent.
But
yeah.
I mean, you guys are okay with it for the most part.
Yeah.
Or?
Well, ever since
Well-
I touched that spirit, I've never had sleep paralysis again.
So what I wonder,
And he's never messed with me again. That's the weird thing.
yeah, and
When I got up and touched him,
Yeah.
he disappeared, and I walked out of my room, and there was a warehouse. Like, it wasn't my house. It was a
hell?
warehouse.
You just
I
went
thought
into
it
the
was
agency
like-
of control.
Yeah, and there was boxes everywhere. I regret not opening the boxes. I feel like it was like my
Shit.
brain.
You're probably lucky you didn't open the boxes. You'd have had fucking ghost in a box jump out on
Yeah.
you.
Jump out on
Surprise, you got serial
Like,
clown killer this time.
but
It's
like,
my ghost in a box.
Yeah.
My ghost
When
in
it-
a box. Yeah.
when it comes to this, I really wonder if the spirit like moved off from you to me.
It's
Because-
possible.
And then there's the thing of that I've always had those kinds of feelings. Like, so I don't know if there might be something attached to me, or
possible.
because I know
possible.
there's something on you. There's
Well,
something
it's
on you.
been there forever, and it's actually not just me. It hits Preston, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really surprised about him.
So the paranormal
No
is real,
offense.
folks.
Son of a. All right. I'll see y'all later.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not surprised that it's on you too. I mean, you guys are two peas in a pod.
So I just want to say that it is awesome that you kids came and did the podcast
Absolutely.
with us.
It was
This has
great.
been
Yeah.
cool.
This is awesome, for sure.
It's been fun having y'all on. Y'all got any last things y'all want to say? Because we're fixing to wrap up this episode.
I have a feeling this is gonna grow to become something a lot bigger than what y'all are thinking.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
this
you.
podcast is going to be good because, you know, there's a lot of relatability, like that person said, you know. It's not mainstream. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
As long as you
and
don't say
it'll
names
be
and you say hypothetical,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Yeah, as long as you're not going without the law. You know what I mean? So I feel like people appreciate that you're able to talk about topics and be comfortable about it.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. Make sure to share it with your friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, with I guess. Oh,
Absolutely.
wait,
Oh, you know
wait,
what's
wait,
gonna-
wait, wait. Was that wrong? That was within reason.
You know what's going to happen now is it's like now that they're on here, all their friends are going to know that they were on a podcast, and so
awesome.
now we're going to get listeners.
Oh,
So-
I've already
Oh,
been
yeah.
telling people for the past week.
Yeah,
so.
but you haven't been on the podcast. Now
the
you can go
past
back and
week?
tell your friends. You be
I'm
like,
on episode.
We're famous now.
Whatsoever.
exactly.
You are.
Yeah.
We're not on just one episode. We're on two
on two.
episodes.
Two episodes.
So,
That's right, man.
but
Stayed over.
it was so cool for you guys to come do this with us tonight.
I
It was awesome.
appreciate you
Yeah, I
inviting
loved
us.
it. This is awesome. We'll
Yeah.
definitely be back.
Yep. So you got anything else y'all want to add before we go? The floor is yours. You got 2 minutes apiece.
2 minutes apiece.
Um,
Well, I'd
I-
like to tell everybody that is my age that is struggling that it'll get better. You
There
know,
you go.
Very
it
good.
takes time to get through the things that you're in. You know what I mean? You could be going through it's like poker. Once you get handed a bad set of cards, you never know what's going to happen. You could always win with those bad set of cards.
You can.
You know?
You can. But and always remember, as far as poker goes, you don't have to play.
Right.
The
you don't have to risk a lot, you
The
know?
definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again,
over again.
and expecting a different result.
Yep.
Yes.
So, Isabelle, what you got?
I don't really have a lot because I know I don't have a target audience to reach. I know that nobody my age is watching this. No offense, but
Yeah. Hey, Isabelle,
You
just
know.
just so you know, ain't nobody watching it.
Right.
Nobody.
We're listening.
Ain't nobody watching. No, but I don't think anybody.
Which
my
one of
age
the
is
first
really
things out of
listening.
Wesley's mouth the other was, y'all need to get a camera.
Yeah, Yeah, you gotta give more appeal to the audience. You
Nobody-
got a nice setup here. I feel
Nobody
like they
wants
would
to see
enjoy
us.
the
Nobody
camera.
wants to
I don't
see
think
us.
anybody wants to see Preston's feet.
Hey, you know, people might like
she
that.
got
People
jokes.
pay for feet.
Isabelle been hitting on me hard,
Oh,
man.
she has.
God dang.
She
Hey,
has.
little girl done told me that, Daddy, you know, your haircut made you look bald. Daddy, you don't draw hearts right. Daddy, it's okay. Mommy will do it. I mean, son of a bitch.
I
Can't
mean,
catch a break.
she's got a point with the haircut. You're hanging on to what you still got, and that's completely
Oh,
okay.
burn!
You know what? And that's okay because that's what sometimes some
At least you
people
didn't
do.
shave it all off like Dad.
This is
like,
true.
It's like when it comes to somebody who's got the grippy socks. You know, you go to the place with the grippy socks. You miss the place with the grippy socks, so you do something stupid to go back to it. You know what I mean? You're
Isabelle. Isabelle.
That's my girl.
You're,
Gonna be the last time
you're
we're
missing
my girl.
what you have.
Isabelle, I'm going back in my mind about 16 years, and I'm wishing I might have slipped. Just kidding, girl. You know
Just
I
see if
love you.
it's true that babies bounce. Anyways, all right. Well, we're getting to the end of this episode. So,
These memories all around.
thank you for hanging out with us, kids.
Thank you for having
Thanks.
us.
Thank you for
look,
having us.
We have young
We
young
enjoyed
fans.
it.
Y'all listen.
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
We're hip and
Hopefully
stuff.
we can hit our generation and get a little understanding
go.
with them.
There you go. So, for this Wednesday episode of You Don't Have the Balls, this has been Joe
This is Preston.
and
Wesley.
we will see you guys next week. Thank you for stopping by, guys.
Adios, turd nuggets.